Healing starts when you stop performing stability and actually start building it. Hi, I hope you're doing well. I know it's been a while, I apologize for that. I'll give myself credit where credit's due, I've been far worse in the past, but to be completely honest, the past few months of my life have been incredibly busy and quite stressful. I'm about to graduate from my psychiatric nurse practitioner program in less than 2 months, which OMG feels so surreal saying out loud. And I think because I've been approaching such a major transition in my life, my brain has been kind of trying to plan my future all at once. I've been thinking about what jobs I want, whether I want to pursue a fellowship, what kind of provider I want to become, what opportunities will be realistic for me. Oh my god, I'm so dehydrated. Like, gotta take a few sips of water. I definitely have a tendency to stress myself out by trying to mentally solve problems before they theoretically even exist. And a lot of that is because this is the first major chapter in my life where I don't necessarily have everything lined up perfectly. I'm super duper grateful and very fortunate that in the past, like for example, and I don't want to come across as boasting because this is just the truth, but during high school I got a full ride scholarship to an Ivy League, and once I graduated from my undergrad program, I had a job lined up for me right away. And now I'm entering a phase where there's a lot more uncertainty, which is normal, like a lot of people experience this, but it doesn't change the fact that it's uncomfortable. And honestly, that's a big reason why I stepped away from creating content for a bit, particularly my long form content. Not because I stopped caring about this, I actually care about this a lot. And if you're still here watching and engaging with my content, seriously, I appreciate it so much. You know, a lot of us are super busy, so for people to spend their time watching my content, it truly means a lot to me, and I'm very, very thankful for it. But for me, when I get busy or stressed, I have a tendency to go into survival mode. And when I'm in that kind of survival mode, it becomes a lot harder for me to connect to the parts of myself that are creative or relaxed or willing to put themselves out there. And, you know, realistically being a content creator while also balancing grad school and work and clinicals and life as a whole, it's just hard, especially when you're a one-man team. Like, I literally edit, film, rewatch, nitpick, overthink, and emotionally analyze all my videos myself. And I think a lot of people can relate to this, but when I don't feel like the best version of myself mentally, physically, emotionally, whether it's just like through stress or exhaustion, which has been kind of how I've been living the past few months, I just have a tendency to disappear for a little bit, just to lock in, I guess you could say. Things that bring me joy are kind of deprioritized and put on the back burner, and it kind of sucks, but that's just kind of who I am, you know. It's hard for me to relax when I have things on my plate. But one thing I've learned as a young adult especially is that uncertainty is just a large part of living in this day and age. I think a lot of people my age, or of any age to be honest, have a lot of pressure to have things figured out immediately, whether it's career, money, relationships, success, purpose. And social media can make it seem like that everyone has it perfectly figured out. And honestly, life does not work like that. Sometimes growth is just learning how to tolerate uncertainty without abandoning yourself in the process. And if I had to remind myself that not every season of my life is going to feel perfectly organized or glamorous or exciting. Sometimes it's about surviving a difficult chapter while trying your best to stay emotionally grounded, which easier said than done, right? But on a more positive note, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got some new jewelry that I'm decked out in. I got engaged in the past few months. I've been away, which has been so... it feels so surreal saying it out loud, but I'm super, super happy. I definitely want to talk about it more in a future video because I don't want to make this like 20 hours long. I think being in a healthy relationship has actually taught me so much about emotional safety and communication and what it feels like to genuinely love someone and grow alongside them without constantly feeling like you need to earn love. And I definitely want to make another video. I mean, I have one I made like probably 2-ish years ago, which is not bad, but I've learned some things along the way. Yeah, I want to make a future video talking more about relationships and what I think healthy love actually looks like, because I am full of thoughts, as you may already know. And with that being said too, like, I've been rethinking about the kind of content that I want to make on this channel because, you know, I still love talking about mental health and emotional insight and psychology and all of that stuff, but something I want to really work on is making my content feel more intentional. As you know, I'm a rambler and I have many, many thoughts, and I think in past videos I try to fit too many thoughts into one video or explain things like too much. Overall, I just want to make content that feels, you know, more, how do I say this, more grounded, more direct, and more meaningful. And I still want to make get ready with me's and makeup videos and favorites and stuff like that, like more fun videos, because I enjoy being conversational and I genuinely enjoy talking to you guys, and I hope that you feel the same, but if you don't, I completely understand. But overall, I do want my videos to be more concise and impactful. And hence why, if you've noticed, maybe over the past few months, I've shifted more towards short form content. For one, it's been much more sustainable for me to make. Like I said, it takes a while for me to film and edit my videos. And short form has been like really great, and it seems like a lot of people do actually enjoy my short form content. I've also been posting over on TikTok if you want to follow me there. I think short form content certainly has its place. I think it's a great way to access quick information, quick bits of content and stuff like that, but my heart will always be in long form content. That's where my passion will always lie in, I feel like. So I definitely want to stay consistent, which is really hard for me to do. Like, one of my trademarks of my channel is my inconsistency, which I sincerely apologize for, but I really need to work on being consistent, which is, frankly, as I've already emphasized many times over, is difficult when you got a lot on your plate and you're just a Gen Zer just trying to survive out here, right? But I definitely want to make an effort to be more consistent and more intentional with my content, and definitely want to keep up the short form content, but also like do my best to create long form content, even though it is a little bit more tedious to make because it's just longer and requires more editing. If you're still here along for the ride and still subscribed to my channel and watching my content, once again, I appreciate it so much. But yeah, I've just been overall really busy. Like, when you're about to be a nurse practitioner and about to graduate from your program, you know, you gotta study for your boards, you got to pass your boards, you gotta get your licensure, you gotta get credentialed. Like, there's so many things that you have to do and plan for. And I'm still in the midst of my program, so I still got homework and clinicals and all that stuff too. So it's been a challenging time in terms of like being really occupied. And the reality of the matter too, for a lot of nurse practitioner positions, a lot of jobs want you to have previous experience. And as a new graduate, like, I won't really have any experience. Yes, I do have my bedside experience as a mental health registered nurse, but a lot of jobs want nurse practitioners with prior nurse practitioner experience, and I don't have that because I have yet to graduate, for one. But two, like, that's just like the state of the world and the economy and society as a whole right now. Like, a lot of entry-level positions, period, not just NPs, want people with previous experience, and at the end of the day, like, it's corporate America. Like, a lot of things run on money and risk management, you know? Gosh, I wish it were some other way. Like, I wish things ran on morals and ethics, but I guess that's too much to ask for, even though that's basic human decency. And with that being said and done, like, a part of the reason why I've also disappeared is because I've had to spend more time in my leisure and free time taking care of myself. And to be honest, my taking care of myself is playing video games. But with all that said and done, like, despite the stress and uncertainty that I'm dealing with, you know, I think I'm entering a chapter of my life where I'm starting to trust myself more. Not because I have everything perfectly figured out, but because I've survived enough to know that I'll be able to adapt. And I think that's something that I want people to take away from this video too, is that, you know, you do not need to have your life completely figured out and mapped out for you to be able to still move forward. So, ramble session over. Yeah, hi, I'm back. Hopefully a little bit wiser, probably still stressed, but definitely still trying. If you made it this far into this video, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And if you're one of my subscribers who's coming back and still tuned into my channel, once again, I'm so thankful for it. I know I'm not very consistent here. Like, I've tried really hard to be consistent with the short form content, which I do think, to give myself credit, I did a good job with, but then the past few weeks have been a little bit busy, so I kind of fell off of that as well. But I really appreciate people's time that they take to watch my videos and to engage with my content, because life's busy and time is precious, and for people to spend it watching my inconsistent content, seriously, like, I genuinely am very grateful for that. I definitely want to be more intentional about my content. I definitely want to be more consistent, and I hope that you guys stay tuned and stick along for the ride, because I have a lot more to share. I think I have a lot more to give, and I'm very excited to see what I can come up with in the future. So thank you guys again. Take care of yourselves, stay safe out there, be well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.